Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Lake District, welcome back to Hiking and Wainwrights, and welcome back to Eskdale. So I've just parked at Warehouse, which is where I parked for the S4-Ep11 Fell video a few weeks ago. However, today we're going to go and stand upon the Harter Fell. And today I'm also joined by the Finmeister. So, Harter Fell, Heart of Hell, I'll explain that later on. Normally I go up from the Dudden side, but today I'm going to do it a little bit different and come up from Eskdale. This is going to be a very interesting walk. Let's go and have a look at the map. I think you're going to love this one. So, like I said, we've parked once again at the Warehouse car park and walked along to the Warehouse bridge. We're going to be crossing the River Esk and making our way up to the Roman fort at Hardknot Pass. From there we'll continue to the very top of the pass and then peel off to the south to begin our ascent to the first Wainwright of the day, Harter Fell. Remembering to stop and take in those expanding views as we get higher. After that, it's a fairly steep descent before a soggy trudge over to the second and final Wainwright of the day, Green Crag. Then we'll thread our way through the various lumps and bumps, enjoying those amazing views to the north until we drop back into Eskdale at Warehouse Bridge again, and then we're back at the Vane. There you have it. Should be a good one. And weather-wise, flippin' heck, it's actually sunny. Just about every single walk I've been on recently has been wind and rain and awful. As you all know, you Brits who've been watching, we just haven't had spring yet. It kind of feels like it was trying to happen, but then the storms kept coming and it was relentless. But at last, today does kind of feel a little bit spring-like in that we're getting leaves on the trees. As I came through, I could see all the gorse on the gorse bushes, the yellow flowers. There were loads of pink blossom trees. It was beautiful and not a breath of wind. So yeah, very excited about today. Very excited. And loads of little spring lambs as well. So yes, go and get yourself a brew, sit back and enjoy this one. Like I said, I think this is going to be a belter. Hey, here it is. Not impressed. Drink some water, Finn. Go drink some water. Is it me or does that house look a little bit shocked? So just getting back onto the weather again. The forecast today is, well, pretty much as it is, sunny, blue sky, patches of cloud, but it is going to be pretty cold on top. There is a cheeky breeze still, and I mean, my hands are cold here. So once we get on top of there, let's get past this tree, on top of Harter Fell, it's going to be pretty close to zero. So yes, got all my layers today. How nice is it to see that little thing? Old fuzzy face, just wrecking the Lake District. Look at this little black lamb. Oh, it's fast asleep. Oh. Come on, Finny. That's it. Oh. Cheeky. Come on, that's it. Come on. That's a clever girl. Come on. There you go. You're there now. Done it. Whenever you're ready. In your own time. Wow. Come here. Let's get you on lead. Good girl. Is that your gate post? I do love all the stages to these walks, you know, in the lakes. You have the early on stages where you're by the road and these beautiful little footpaths that take you through fields and cute little farms like that. And then you get to the point where you start to get up onto the open fell side and it's a completely different walk, you know. So you have that stage and then you back down later on, back down to the lower levels through the farms again. I love it. I love that contrast. Ah, it's gorgeous. Where do we go now? Do we go that way or stick to the wall? Let me check the map. Okay, map checked. We don't stick to the wall. We start to head up here. This sort of a track thing. But like, look behind. As we're getting this tiny bit of elevation here, we're seeing a bit more, and look at the light coming through there. That's where Three Tarns is there. So a couple of weeks ago when I was up on the Crinkles in that Storm Kathleen, that's where I walked up to. This here is Slightside. So again, a few weeks ago, up on Slightside and up onto Scarfell beyond that. Can't quite see Scarfell Pike, that's behind this lump here. But this is Eskdale. It's just, oh, I love it. Can you tell? Right, I'm going to shut up for a bit. In fact, I'm going to shut up until we get to the fort. However, look at that tree there, isn't it? Beautiful, with the light behind it. Right, I'm going to shut up. There's the road, there's the pass, and there isn't actually a gap in the wall here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a wall here. So we're going to kind of handrail it a little bit, and there should be hopefully a gate or stile a bit further up. You know, once upon a time, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I'd kind of sprint up things like this, just bomb it up as fast as possible, and then stop, have a rest, and then sprint again. And I'd always find that when I got to the top, like the summit, for example, today, I'd be exhausted, and the last thing I'd want to do is get my camera out and start filming or taking photographs. I just want to, you know, lie down and die. But over the years, I've kind of come to realise that if you just drop it down a gear, in fact, all the gears, right down to the first, and just go steady away without, you don't even need to stop then, just keep going. You get up there around about the same amount of time, and you've still got loads of energy. So you can whip your camera out and get photographs and everything else. You lot probably already know that. It just takes me a long time to learn anything, because I'm a bit dumb. Look at her. Rolling around in some mountain Maltesers, no doubt. Now, this is a cute little gate, isn't it? Okay, look at that. Can you get... Ooh, that was close, Finn. I think you might need to go on a diet, although I'm not through yet. Better keep my mouth shut. Here's me criticising the Finmeister. Ooh, it's a squeeze. I'm talking, I wasn't supposed to talk until the fort, right.
Okay, here we are at the hard knot Roman fort. There's a centurion there, look, standing guard. So as you can see, it says here, the wall below the narrow slate course is the original Roman work. So here's the slate course here. So I guess anything below that is original. Finn's having a wee on it. Finny.
The fort was established at the beginning of the 2nd century AD during the reign of Emperor Hadrian and is situated on the ancient Roman road that connected the coastal fort at Ravenglass with the one in Ambleside. It was occupied by the 4th cohort of Dalmatians. The Dalmatians were a tribe from the rugged Adriatic coastal mountain range who, after a very difficult and bloody war with the Romans, became a source of loyal recruits for the Roman army. They were described as warlike and were accustomed to the harsh mountain life, so living here on the side of Hard Knot in our beautiful British weather was probably a little bit like a holiday. The lower courses of 3 stone buildings still remain in the middle of the fort: the commander's house, the headquarters building, and the granary. The soldiers were most likely housed in leather tents between the buildings and the outer walls of the fort. When I see historical sites like this, in places like this, I often wonder if those ancient people looked at the views and appreciated them in the same way we do today. Or did they look to the hills with suspicious eyes, watching for the enemy and wishing they were thousands of miles away from this cold, bleak landscape, back home with the families?
It's been a long time since I was last here, and it's much more extensive than I remember. It's huge. If you look at where the buildings are, it's quite a big footprint, but the outer wall is vast. Right, what I'm going to do is pick up a footpath, so avoid the road. I don't want to go up the road. I think I see a couple of cyclists going up there, probably having a nightmare. But I'm going to head up here, so the path bears round and sort of handrails the road. Obviously we're going to have to get to the road at some point because we need to cross it and then get over that way. So yeah, let's get on. So this is Border End here, next to Hard Knot, a little hill separate from Hard Knot. And from this angle, it's incredibly imposing. It looks huge, and some of the crags look really interesting. It'd be good to spend a bit of time actually kind of, threading your way up there. It's a nice steady away stroll from the fort just there. That bit is, at least. It gets a little bit squelchy here. I almost fell flat on my face in there. But then it turns back into nice again. So it's lovely. Spirits are high. And just loving it. Loving life right now. Come on, Phineas. Good girl. Ooh, almost fell. Shouldn't walk backwards. Yes, you can kind of see where we're going. You can see the path. Hooks around there, and eventually we hit the road and we have to walk up that last section, but it's okay. There's a couple of wrens up there going absolutely crazy. Can you hear them? We've got some jets up today. Ah, just missed it when it whizzed around there. Okay, that could be quite interesting today. That piece shattered. But here we are at the road, and interestingly enough, this is actually the worst bend on the road. You can see all these little wavy bumps in the tarmac for starters, so you don't get that much good traction coming down here, and if it's a bit wet, it's kind of scary heading towards that. I'm really surprised there's no barriers here, and like you get in most countries, because it would feel a lot better, wouldn't it? Yeah, this bend, and maybe a couple of others here, But for me, it's always this one, and coming up as well. Okay, car coming down. Let's get on this little knobble here. So yeah, there's the fort. Made a little bit of progress, not a lot. A bit worrying. So let's get up the road and get off it, because I don't like walking on roads. And yeah, we'll make our way up onto Harter Fell. Okay, a few minutes. We're at the top of the pass. It's really quiet. So of course what you could do is you could just park here at the pass and bomb it up to Harter Fell that way and then run back down again. Or indeed bomb it up to Hardknot and tick that one off. That's where I came down last week, by the way, in last week's walk. A bit further around, you can't quite see it. But this part of the pass. But I've not done that today. I've not parked here and just run up, because the idea of this is to do a circular walk as much as possible and, you know, make a day of it rather than just a there and back. So in a minute we should get a nice view down, back down towards Cockley Beck and Rhino's Bottom and Rhino's Pass beyond that, and of course the Crinkles, Harter Fell and everything else. It's all opening up. Greyfriar there. Left hand path, taking the right hand path. Come on, Phineas. So we can see Crag there. Am I pointing in the right place there? And the Old Man just next to it. Lovely, all the way down to White Maiden. I've said it before, I've said it on Q&As and what have you, that I think Harter Fell is my favourite fell, or certainly kind of swapping places with a few others, but it's definitely up there in the top 3. Absolutely love this fell. If you've not seen any of my other Harter Fell videos, you'll see why when we get up there. And the reason I keep calling it Heart of Hell is, once again, I've explained this on a previous video, but if you've not seen that, I'll explain now, is because the very first video I did of Harter Fell, every time I said Harter Fell and I switched on the subtitles on YouTube, it thought I was saying Heart of Hell instead of Harter Fell, so it just kind of stuck. Okay, this is the advantage of having a small micro dog. Come here, I need to pick you up. There you go. Oh, sorry. The very last video I did of Harter Fell, I came in from this side, parked up at Burke's Bridge, came through the woods here. Now the woods are all deforested. It was a bit of a bog fest just here, but you come out onto this side of the fence and we should see that, was it a gate? I think it was a gate in a minute. And then further along there's another stile we have to get over, similar to the one we've just been over, and probably get myself covered in mud again thanks to that thing. But isn't Harter Fell looking lovely? The top of it there in shadow. Okay, in that last video, came through this gate here, look. So like I said, up through the woods, well, bog, through the gate and up. So from now on in, it's familiar territory. That bit there, like I said, I've never walked up from Hardknot before. That's a first for me. And it was very nice, very enjoyable. You enjoying yourself, Finn? Yeah? Okay, next style. This one a bit of a rickety one. Rickety-ish. Come here, let's have you. Let's have you absolutely filthy, Finn. Oh, this is a bit dicky dodge. Ooh. Oh, we did it, Finn. We did it. There you go. Okay, that style pretty much marks the point at which we're going to start sweating, because from here on in, we're heading up. However, the only saving grace there is the fact that the bogs should kind of recede a little bit. But yeah, we're going to get sweaty. And the added bonus is that's going to open up even more. Those incredible views. So soon we should be able to see the Harter Fells. We can kind of see something. I don't know what that is. That actually could be Harter Pike. It's hard to tell because there's no context around it. Once we get a bit higher up, we'll be able to see. But yes, we should be able to see all of them. So yeah, let's get up there. Let's break the back of this climb and I'll catch you a bit further up. So, on a clagged-in day, you may be fooled into thinking that this is the summit as you see it loom out of the mist. However, it's not. That's Deming Crag. The summit is just there, just about to go out of view actually as we go into this little dip here. Let's get across. Okay, the thing we could see before was actually Harter Pike. Now I've got it in context with Broad Crag and Ill Crag. Yeah, it's all opened up. Harter Fell, Harter Pike, all it. Both fell crinkles. Can't quite see Great End yet or Esk Pike. Well, isn't that funny? I've never noticed this path before. How weird. I've always kind of gone up this bit of grass here and up, maybe a bit further over. Never noticed this. It's lovely. Okay, we're now just about in line with Deming Crag, which means once we get over this little brow here, we should get a full view of the summit. Okay, there it is. About 10 to 15 minutes trudge to the top. It's not a trudge, it's lovely. You're doing well, aren't you, old girl? See a little bit of Seathart Town there, I don't know if you can see it. Nice. We're now about 3 minutes away from the summit. Once you get to this bottom section of the boulders here, you know you're pretty much done it. Okie dokie, here we are on the summit of Harter Fell. Let's go and touch this trig point and marvel at this view. Isn't it something else? However, this isn't the true summit. Got a trig point on it, but actually the true summit is this big lump of rock here. Almost fell on my head then. Okay, summit is this big lump of rock here. We'll try and get round onto it, maybe on the other side. It is a bit dodgy this side, but we need to go down here because this is where we sit. I mean, it might be the heart of hell, but this right here is the throne of heaven. Look at it. This is like the perfect place because you're out of the wind. It's nice sponginess there to sit one's old bones on and admire that view over towards the Scarfells and looking back down towards the fort. Good food time. Fake sandwiches today. Ugh. First things first, Finny, let's get you rugged up. Come here. Alright, girl. There you go. Nice and cosy. Good. Okay, despite them being fake sandwiches, junk, they were greatly received. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed this view. But what I forgot to do is do the usual, pan around and show you exactly what you can see from this fell because, well, this is one of the best of them. It really is. You can see so much. So let's have a look. is not bad at all. And I think what I'd like to do is dedicate this view here of the Scarfells, and all of it actually, to the oldest audience member of this channel at 96. Eileen, that view is for you. I know that you used to come out here and do a lot of this sort of stuff, a lot of hiking, a lot of walking in our beautiful lakeland up in the fells, and you can no longer do that, and you're revisiting it and reliving it all through these videos. So thanks so much for watching. It's a real joy to know that you're here watching these videos. Anyway, we're all done. Back out of the wind. It was flipping windy up there. We sat in the worst bit. It's actually quite nice here, but it is about 30 mile an hour wind. Drone was struggling somewhat, but we're now off to Green Crag. Let's make our way down. So we lose quite a lot of height now, unfortunately, and we'll have to gain it all, well, not all of it, but some of it again, and then cross the Bog of Doom. This is real herdy territory as well. I normally get at least a couple of herdy shots when I'm up here. They seem to be dotted all over the place. In fact, one of my favourite photographs of a herdy was taken on Harter Fell, just a bit further down there. And I'll put it on the screen now so you can see it. It's called Overwatch, and it is a personal fave. And it's actually in one of the hotels in the Lake District as well. Large print of it. Anyway, waffling. Let's get on. Nice bit of zigzag in there, Finn. You can see how boggy it's going to be down there. It just has it written all over it. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please drop a like. Smash the like button, as all the YouTubers say, because, you know, that makes a big difference to a tiny, tiny micro channel like this. It just means the videos get pushed out to more people. That's how the algorithm works. And then, you know, more people can enjoy Finn. Definitely not me. And, you know, I did say on that last video, Finn was going to be joining me on the Patreon Black Mass event. And she did, and I was going to film it, but I didn't. I had every intention of filming it, but as it got to the day, I thought, you know what? If I end up filming it, I'm going to be such an ignoramus. I'm not going to spend any time with anybody, and I'm just going to be, you know, concentrating all my concentration on filming and getting a half decent video. So I decided that, you know, I wanted to spend a bit of time with people, having a chat, having a good laugh, and it was a flipping good laugh. Honestly, this Patreon group is the best group of people I think I've ever met. And, you know, so many people at the end of the weekend when we said goodbye told me that they'd met a whole bunch of new friends, that they'd come on their own. Some of them would come on their own, and they were very apprehensive, you know, meeting up with groups of people. It's scary. But they left having had such a wonderful weekend and met more, you know, great new friends, but more importantly, like-minded people. We're all the same. We're all really kind of chilled out, and there doesn't seem to be any egos, and it's just wonderful. It really is. It's fantastic. So if that's something that you're interested in joining and maybe coming along to one of these black masses, or just being part of the Black Clan and you know, joining the chatter in the Facebook group and all the other perks that you get, they're on the screen now, why don't you head over to patreon.com/theblackclan. And if you're not interested in that, perhaps head over to blackcrag.com and pick up a fine art print of all the photographs that I've done over the years. Every penny of that just goes straight back into making these videos as well, so it all supports everything that I'm doing. And if you don't want to do any of that, just at the very least, give this video a thumbs up, because, you know, like I said, it helps. Right, no more of that. In fact, no more talking until we get right down to the bottom. Let's go. Oh. That's almost in the bog then, Finn. Almost in. Doing the splits as well. All right. Now at the bottom of Harter Fell, as low as you can get, almost. And normally I would come along this way. I think I might have done either a video coming this way or going that way. I can't remember, it's so long ago. But yes, that's quite a nice little road and path that leads into a forest track. Takes you back down to Burke's Bridge. But today we're going that way. And already I can see it's just going to be a flipping nightmare, I can tell you now. An absolute nightmare. But that's Green Crag right there. And this one here is Crag. So what we're going to do is try and aim for the col between them. So the path should curve round and then up. As they should. Who knows? But essentially after that we'll be heading back down in that direction, back down towards Eskdale. Oh, flipping heck. Hang on, wait there, Finn. Let's pick you up before you go into that mud. This is really, really deep stuff, look. Oh God, how am I going to do this? Kind of in the tree. And look what I've got to step into. Oh, for the love of Pete. Literally, I have to hold you two together. You can be in Finn's chin. I think we've done it. That was made excessively difficult because of the fact that I had to pick Finn up and my camera. Okay, so I can see a path going off there. I don't want to take that one. That just looks more boggy than the other one. It is sort of heading in the right direction though. That one isn't really, but it might switch back round. What to do? Let's go down here. It's probably the safest bet. And if it all goes a bit weird, then we can always just come back. Oh God. Look at it. Just have to thread our way through, I think. So that other path is actually higher ground. So might have been a better idea. I think I'm going to try and pick it back up again because this isn't right. Let's see if we can get across this without too much drama. Feet are wet. Le bogage sauvage. If you're going to come and do this route and you're going to go through that over that stile, do not take the right hand path, it's pointless. Take the left hand one, because you can see here, it is right. I mean left, you know what I mean. And I'm hoping at some point along here that we'll be able to get, I think a bit further along, a proper bit of streamage for Finn to have a drink. You know, it looks like a horrible dead place, this, and a bit gloomy and bleak, but I bet it is teeming with life. So this wall of fell you can see here looks very different from the other side. If you've ever stayed in Coniston or spent time on the lake, Coniston Water, you'll be very familiar with that because it's Dow Crag and the Old Man. And this end here is White Maiden, so it's this huge thing, runs up to Brown Pike, Buck Pike, so on. It just looks very different from this side. It's a bit featureless from this side. But what I'll be doing in a couple of weeks, I think I'm kind of out of whack a little bit here. I shouldn't be doing this walk today, by the way. I should actually be doing another walk. I should be doing the walk I'll be doing next week now. And that's because I've got Finn, so this is slightly shorter. Well, actually, considerably shorter. The next walk I was supposed to do is a biggie, and the old Finn Meister will probably expire on that, so we don't want that. So I've kind of switched them around a bit. I mean, I've not even done Scarf or Pike yet. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of saving that one to last now, I might as well. So in a few videos time, I'll be hitting Dow Crag and around that area. An interesting route, slightly different to what I've done before, and I'm looking forward to it. I think you guys might find it interesting as well. Anyway, do you find any of this interesting? I don't know. Let's get on. So you can see how we've pretty much walked ourselves in line now with the call. Pretty much lined up right with the middle. And it's about 800 metres up to there. Not ascent, I mean, as in horizontal distance. But I'm hoping, according to the map, there's a bit of a gill here. So I'm hoping I can get Finn some water. Here we go, Finny. There we go, get yourself a drink. That's it, go on, drink some water. Is that good? Yeah? Come on then. Okay, I think I'm going to have to succumb to buying a wide-brimmed hat. I don't really like them, but at this moment in time, it would make such a difference. Forgot to bring my sun cream today, and I stopped off at the garage, and they didn't have any sun cream. Had everything else. I mean, you could buy anything there except for sun cream. So yes, I've made a bit of a boob today. So I think I'm going to have crispy lugs tomorrow, which I don't like. And who does? Who the hell does like crispy lugs? So yeah, I might have to get a wide-brimmed hat. Maybe I should get like a Stetson or something like that, like a big 10-gallon hat. Okay, just getting up to the base of Green Crag now. So this path we're going to retrace again in a minute and head off towards Crag and then off. Yeah, gotta be said, a little bit of a trudge fest that. So if you just push in. Go on, keep going. Come on, you keep going. Up you go, up, up, up. Okay, this is not the top, but I wanted to look back over to this view. Look at this. So this is what we could see as we were walking up that very imposing crag, but as you saw, very easy to get up. Oh, it's amazing. Let's get over to the actual summit, which is just a touch higher, tiny bit. Okay, here we are on the summit of Green Crag. Oh, wonderful. What a view. And I think Wainwright says this in his book, actually, that it's arguably a better view. Certainly out towards the west. I mean, it feels very close now. Harter Fell here, Deverick Water, you can see Harter Fell there, Winrig, Ilgill Head, all the things we could see before. But I think we can see a bit more of Pillar and the Morsdale Horseshoe there. What the hell? Happy? Happy. So yes, I think what I might do is have a sit down, have a Morris bar, and then enjoy this view, because wow. been lovely. We've been sat here for about 40 minutes now, had my Marsh bar. Finn had a bit of a kip. I had a bit of a kip as well. It was lovely. It's been a long time since I've done that. You know, I actually stopped on a walk, stopped on one of these videos, down tools for a little bit of time and just had a rest. Because normally I'd charge on, you know, it's so cold. Or I've got so far to go, you know, that I don't have time to dawdle. Right, I think we're gonna crack on. Oh, back out into the wind again. I'll tell you what, it was nice just being out of it for a while. It's funny, I've got to that point in the walk now where, you know, you're sort of 3/4 of the way through and you're just thinking about the pub. It sure is an impressive looking rock as you gaze back towards Green Crag. That eastern side there, wow, it's a sheer drop. Again, it looks tiny in this camera, but in reality, it's huge. Now, as interesting as this looks, I just don't know if I've got the energy to to have a proper rummage. Let's get up to this tree here. It's cool, isn't it? Look at it. Sloppy, and with this tree. What a fantastic and fascinating place. King's How. It has a King's How feel to it. The heather, the colour of the rock, little boggy sections. That's nice. That is a nice view. Okay, for those of you who've made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments that you've made it this far. And also, let me know what your favourite top 3 fells are. So mine's the top 3 kind of changed, like I said. Perhaps Harter Fell, King's How, Bow Fell. They sort of rotate, you know. I can't pick my favourite, and they sometimes drop out of the top 3 and other things, you know, move up. Just let me know in the comments what your top 3 are. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see how many people have got to this point and who even care. I mean, those people who haven't got to this point are missing out on this. Look at that. I mean, it's like this huge amphitheatre here of the Scarfells, Esk, Pike, Bow Fell, Crinkles, Hard Knot in the foreground, Harter Fell here. But you've also got beyond that, you've got Kirk Fell, Pillar, Black Crag, Red Pike, Scope Fell. You can see a little bit of Haycock, I think, and you can see a little bit of Yew Barrow as well. And then Ilgill Head here, and that one. What's it called? Eskdale Fell, I think. Oh, I could be making that up. Anyway, let me know. View never gets boring, does it? Ever. Never, ever, ever. Loving the light here in the foreground. Whew, that's going to look amazing once that sun drops a little bit more and we get some softer light. Oh, the jets! Can you see it? Damn it! Too slow. Too slow. He might circle back round. This one typhoon has been whizzing round here. He went down Eskdale before, did an incredible manoeuvre, went almost vertical, and then up or over Ilgill Head, dropped down to Wasdale. So he may well come back round again. So that's where we were earlier on today. That's Harter Fell. And from this angle, it looks absolutely stunning. It really does. And way off in the distance, in the sunlight, you can just make out the Roman fort at Hardknott. So yeah, we're almost at the same height as that now. We've dropped a lot, and therefore not a gazillion miles away from Eskdale, and therefore the pub. Oh, that's looking nice, isn't it? That's Harter Fell again. Illuminated, nice with this foreground shadow. Hey, here it is. Ah, that calmed them down. Oh, what have I done? It's always the way, isn't it? You're like literally 2 minutes away from getting back and you step into a bog. Oh, this is very pleasant. Very pleasant indeed. The gradient of this path is perfect. It's not jarring on the knees or anything like that. There you go, good dog. Oh, look at that. What a view. With Harter Fell in the background and all those herdies. Look at it. Hey, Hurdy. Nope. Not part of the gang. Three tups in this field. Kind of a little bit inquisitive then. A little bit scary. Back onto Warehouse Bridge. Alrighty, back on the road, which means I'm about 20 seconds away from the van and about a minute away from the pub. So come and join me for a pint. Before we do go there, I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate that, you know, and I've said this a few times on videos, that time is precious and these videos are getting longer. I'm very aware of that. So I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all your comments. I know I'd never reply to them. I just don't have time. If I had the time, I would, I promise. But I do read them all. So yes, keep them coming. They mean a heck of a lot. And I appreciate all your encouragement and everything else. So yes, thank you. Let's go and get a pint. Can you guess where we're going? You know exactly where we're going. Let's go.